Good evening. This is Rick Ackerman, editor and publisher of Rick's Picks, for an update for tonight. Um, Stock market this evening is doing something that looks a little bit crazy. It's extending the rally from this afternoon, the regular session, and kind of an odd bucket of news at the moment. I would call it kind of bearish. Trump has apparently backed off his plan to look at possible tax changes that would favor the quote unquote wealthy. And another negative was the Fed went kind of squishy on the next rate rate easing with the statement that they were the previous easing in July was just kind of a recalibration of something. So with the word recalibration, they aim to make us think that they are scientific in their approach, but we all know that they make it up as they go along. The news that ostensibly pushed the market into a short covering rally today was that Target and Lowe's reported strong sales, but I would say big deal, so what? Most of these companies, a lot of big companies, have been scaling back their earnings forecast for Q3, and I think just as it's unlikely that there's going to be an expansion of profits in this coming quarter, it's equally or perhaps more unlikely that the stock market will be hitting new record highs. So on that logic, I would say that stocks are a great sale somewhere between here and those July highs. The chart that you see in front of you is of the E-mini S&Ps, and I'm looking for a little bit of a rally tomorrow into what I would call the sweet spot. It would be up, let me show it to you, and this is very much kind of eyeballing it, but it would be in a range of 25.50, 55 to 29.60. And we use a particular type of trade called a CI, a counterintuitive entry, to do this. If you're interested in the technique, I would suggest taking a free trial subscription to Rick's Picks. In order to do that, you need only go to rickackerman.com, and at the top of the page there, just fill in your name, email address, click Start My Free Subscription, and you'll be there. You can take a seat in the chat room, the trading room, which draws great traders from around the world, and I'm assuming that there's going to be a nice discussion of this counterintuitive trade that I just mentioned. If shorting futures contracts is not your cup of tea, then one alternative would be to buy gold. Let me show you a chart of gold today. Typically, when stocks are rising, as they did today, the chimpanzees who do the trading, who move the markets, they cannot chew gum and breathe at the same time. So generally, they just kind of ignore gold, or gold takes a header, and when the broad averages are moving higher. But I have to say that today's performance, this is Wednesday right here, was pretty good. The gold futures contract offered on the COMEX was pretty resilient, and I think that's a good sign. When you see the Dow up 240 points and they can barely push gold down, it is a good sign. I will mention that there is if gold were to pop to that green line, it would generate what I call a mechanical short, and I'll be looking at that closely. But I have to say that my intuition is that gold, my instinct is that gold's going to head higher from here, and it's going to be a nice hedge. I would not suggest jumping on puts or calls, buying puts, for instance, in DIA, the diamonds, or something like that, because you've got a better chance of making money drilling for oil and YMCA basements. Just playing directional hunches with options is a surefire way to lose money. The options are very knowledgeably priced, and anything that you're thinking, such as getting ahead of a big move down, has been already thought of and discounted by the slick, carny operators who would sell you those options. So that's about it for today. I am going on holiday between this Friday and the 4th of September. But over that time, I will try to put out some more of these updates. If you enjoy them, then just check the like button, push the like button on the Rick's Picks Facebook page, and you'll be notified whenever I'm doing a live presentation. So I hope tonight's presentation will give you the kind of information that you can use. And I hope to see you around. If you take the free trial subscription for a couple of weeks, be sure to say hello in the chat room.